Hello, everybody. I just did the entire reading for the Daily Dharma, and I wasn't feeling it. And so we're going to do the whole thing over. I've got a lot of cards laid out, but I feel like the main message that Spirit told me in advance of the first reading is integration is tantric ascension. And we had quite a few cards coming out, including, so we've got the Tantric Queen of Outcasts here, Mantanji. We've got Tantric Journey from this deck. We've got New Blueprints over here. We've got New Earth Transition. We've got Sun and the Moon in the codes over here deck. We've got the Lovers. We've got Whispers of the Universe. It's just on and on. But what was really pronounced to me was these two at the beginning. It was something about your foresight and watching this eagle come in for a landing. It's like somebody has possibly recently come into your orbit, into your awareness. And this is somebody who has an obvious elevated energy because the eagle is the one who flies above the storms. And so, and there's something about a nest too, eagle's nest, or the fact that this eagle energy has their own nest or home or egg, what do you call that? I don't know. There's a saying. Sometimes the sayings don't come through when I'm in the channel. They're just out there orbiting. But there's some kind of a foresight here, or when you meet this individual, there is a recognition. It could even be some type of a different anomaly with your vision at this time. And for some of you, this might be a romantic partnership. For others of you, this is a community member that is going to be playing some type of a really profound role moving forward. And it might come as extremely unexpected. Maybe you thought that this individual over here was part of what was closing out, but there's more to that story coming in the coming times. So under the Animal Totems deck, we had Lion, Higher Calling under the deck, and I was noticing the hair and how that is like the spiritual antenna. And then I'm also seeing Snow Leopard popped out. So Snow Leopard is self-reliance. It reads, you are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. So there's something that you are needing to keep to yourself so that others don't put their energies or their doubts in your manifestation's way and delay your gifts. It says, use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. And so there was something also about making your energy shift known to the world by the results of what you're doing. And so not going out and telling people about it, but letting the results speak for themselves. And it's also coming through as a message from Spirit about you're right on time. Don't let yourself get caught up right at the finish line and quit, because things are in divine order. So if you've been redirected, then that is also perfect, because we see closing door under the other deck. We'll get to that in a moment. And it was being shown as individuals being threatened by your advancements and your higher calling, being that you are so focused. Somehow this came as a threat to them, and so they pushed you to the side or pushed you out despite all that you had given, because it was coming across as you even put all of your own personal success endeavors to the side somewhat to focus on this element or this little pocket of community to assist them in their abundance at your expense. So the lion, higher calling, says you have within you all the courage you need, especially during this time of transition. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. So I think that you're making healthier choices for your own life, and those that will continue to walk with you are going to be, they're going to be near you and walking with you because you're gaining some type of support from the community. And it came through in the first reading as if this is some type of endeavor, your success that is coming to help the community at large, then it was coming through that, I'm sorry to keep playing with my hair, it's driving me nuts today. It was coming through that you would be getting their help to cultivate whatever seeds you're manifesting, to let them get their hands in the dirt, but still maintaining your own focus, maintaining, making sure that the ship has the right coordinates, that your manifestation has the trajectory that you believe that you are best served by, but then asking them how they want to assist or collaborate with you. What would serve you, and how are you prepared to serve yourself and the community by partnering and not competing with the energies that are available? Because I think that you have tried to create in the past with individuals who could not help but compete or be threatened, and they were more worried about your glow up and projecting their fears onto you than actually investing into their own businesses or their own business, their own whatever. So it was coming through that you're needing this redirection from spirit because you've been hanging on to something that wasn't really helping you for the next part of your journey. So it was possibly showing, and we've got more cards that support this, a bit of a heartbreak energy. So some of you, it may be breaking up with a partner, it may be losing a job, or somebody leaving your life, or something like that. But with this closing door, it feels like it was time for us to have this redirection. So if you need to let it all come out, let yourself, tell yourself that all is in good hands. Everything's in right order. It's on track. This needed to happen. So let that cycle close out, and keep on being as generous as you want to be, and know that whatever intellectual property that you have or whatever investments you made, none of it is wasted, because every time that you assist and align and give your energy forward into the world with the best of intentions, it is always reciprocated by the universe, if not by those that should be appreciative, because they don't all have the eyes to see. So I want to make this a little bit quicker than the last one because it kind of got a little bit, there is some romance energy coming up as well with this for many of you that are looking for that. And that keeps coming through. But again, it's all about the integration within your own energy field here, because that's your ascension. The tantric ascension is talking about shadow and light, the dark side of your personality. Like maybe you thought that you had to overgive because that's some kind of a foundational programming that you were led to believe was how you earned respect or love from your people. But this tantric journey is really talking about calling all that energy back to yourself and saying, what's right for me is going to serve the community. And so I don't need to abandon myself to serve the community. The community is served by serving you. Yeah, I think those that are tuned into this message are not the selfish ones that are like, yeah, I'm gonna hoard all this energy, because that's not the vibe either. So I want to get into the other decks, but let me just show you under this one, there's some type of writing, some type of potentially could be making some type of plans, lists, schedules, consolidating schedules and lists, delegations, and making some type of a plan or event planning that you're having help with people coming in and supporting that energy. Because with these new blueprints, it's not only your frequency shift that is ongoing, this tantric ascension, creating new codes within you that we keep talking about, but it's also about what you do with those new codes that are all bumping around within you. It's like inspiring you to take new action. And so you may be writing, drawing, using listing or something to prioritize all of the things that want to come through you. Because we've also got this Ism card. In the book, it talks about how we can be overwhelmed by all of the things that we could do, or all of the enlightenments and the redirects and all the messages from spirit. It leads us to think that we need to do all these things and we need to be all these embodiments all at once. And I think that spirit says that we're looking, if that's how we're fearing and working through our gifts, it's going to be too overwhelming, and it will lead to analysis paralysis. And so don't get caught up in making work out of things. It's all about simplicity and choosing which thing comes first. So you can write 100 lists of all the things you have to do, and if you stare at that list, you're going to probably be overwhelmed. But if you say, okay, but what can be done? What do I want to do in this moment? What lights me up or inspires me in this moment? That can be a different way to deal with that. Eating more raw fruits and vegetables for some of you might be important. I was also drawn with these cards to talk about detox and cleanse for some people, because I had talked about how this tantric queen of outcasts reminded me of the poison ivy villain, and maybe it was like part of our villain era, and how she kisses and does that poison kiss for those that harm the earth. There was something coming through about that, and then later we got the kiss and a few other things, and it came around very interestingly in that part. But it's like it also comes out with cards supporting this new earth transition, and the strength card looking like healing the earth with that enormous pillar of light grounded into form in this lifetime. It's like I was feeling that you were surrounded by all these individuals who are very fearful and that might stick their head in the sand when they get overwhelmed. But you're somebody who is always there, always willing to tackle any problem. And you might get overwhelmed and you might be fatigued at this time. And you might definitely benefit from those things, like getting the fruits, vegetables, the nutrients, minerals, aminos, and cell salts, and detoxing, antiparasitics like chlorophyll or food grade diatomaceous earth, whatever is right for you. Do your own research. But it's helping us to alchemize this tantric ascension, to clear out any, like the parasite reference too in our field, in our environments, with our friend groups, our family groups, those energies that are becoming needy, codependent. We are needing to formulate and strategize a plan to respond to those demands, to overextend our energies or caretake for others in unhealthy, codependent ways, in better ways. We've got to practice how that comes through us, because there's a lot coming through about our self-worth being tied to being able to be a healthy container for our self-worth. And with this cage around her midsection, I was getting, some people may resonate with having leaky energy, especially that sacral energy of earning love through what we can give or what we sacrifice for others. But we're manifesting this frequency shift, and as we write things and get things in proper order, it's helping our energies to not be too dissipated and scattered, but to stay very focused on what it is that wants to come through, so that we can have this unified energy towards this itchy nose while I'm in the channel, so that we can really hone in and focus on our manifestations one at a time by unifying with that undisturbed focal point, by not letting others interfere with that manifestation, because that it was coming through like commandments instead of commitment with divinity. But it's like, thou shalt not steal, and parasites are stealing our energy, but we are accidentally giving it up when we are leaking that energy. And so with this newest tantric ascension portal, it's about reclaiming our energy. And as we do that, it's like we're encountering with this eagle that flies above the storms. That eagle is that high vibe energy. And here's the encounter happening with people. The cards are consecutively numbered 41 and 42. I don't know if somebody here is in your 40s, or if that's a number that's important for you. But I was really getting that she's like kind of in this balance between light and dark energy. She's had her death cycle and rebirth with this mala of skulls. It's like you've had a few exes or past jobs or false starts with other partnerships in your business or something like that. But you're a little once bitten, twice shy in this situation. You see she's got some blood on her hand there. And it's like this, hold up, don't come any closer. And look at him mimicking that as well. The two of them, it's like also, like shock and witnessing, recognition. And with his process of this tantric integration ascension, it looks like his is very internal passion, and it was coming through with some shame and guilt and feeling like we should be better, or that we should be further ahead, or being embarrassed that I just saw the love of my life and I was driving this beaten down Pinto. I don't know. That's so old. I don't even know what a Pinto is, but that's what was coming through. So it's for somebody. But yeah, this Krishna and Kali Kalmasa Nasini here are both showing that they're armed and ready and willing to go forward, but it's like needing to integrate that fully, so that, like for instance, he looks like he's in some level of cognitive dissonance, or still trying to appease different factors or factions at once, like being this person at work and this person in personal, or something such as that. So it may be that he's still dealing with a lot of image, especially the thing around his neck here in the moment with that hoop is almost looking like something that could be like put with some chains, like a slave thing, but I don't believe that's anywhere near what it's supposed to be depicting. But that's almost what I was seeing, this yoke of responsibility. And yeah, I didn't go through these two. Sweeping Sister Willow and Anahata Kali is talking about this, and with this ivory swan goddess energy, it's talking about forgiving ourselves and moving through this heartbreak energy, this heart glow up energy. And I was feeling that it was because there was some type of a redirection here with this door almost closing in your face. And it could be spirit just being like, nope, that one's a closed door. That love interest isn't for you. This one believes something that you think is completely toxic. It's like something is shown up at the last minute. So yeah, you might have had this emotional release as this door is closed, and the giveaway energies almost seem like, why did I do that? But no energy is wasted. Spirit is saving this in spiritual escrow. And then as I picked up, this Fool's Embrace was under the deck about transmuting this pain that's been here. It's like this is some longer term cycle for some of us here. And under that card we have Ancient Ones and the Council and many paths showing up to kind of say that your council is here. And isn't this beautiful? The Ancient Ones and the Council are 1 and 11. You may be seeing those numbers synchronicities, but to me that's your ancestors, the Ascended Masters. Your spirit team is saying there's many ways that you could get to your goal, and this cycle is completed. So it's almost like gather up all of your resources at this time, because it's time to step into greater spiritual authority and build something for yourself at this time, because this path was closed. They didn't deserve your further contributions. So trust that that slammed door is because you're beyond that level. So it's like once you've completed that level, you don't need to go back, and you're not as welcome as you once were. Beautiful. So thunder, again, with those earth guardian energies that are foreshadowing some type of enormous change. And below that is soul retrieval, unmarked trail revelation, and lay of the land, ancestral wisdom, with fire below that. So yeah, I think that your ancestors, guides, guardians are redirecting you to understand the way that your energy has leaked in these ways because of how beautifully you want to help and support others, but you're being told to make sure to give that energy back to yourself. So yeah, over here under the deck, we have Attune and Recalibrate, which came out with the moon. And we've got Whispers of the Universe, Heartful Communication, focus on art, and the Eye of Portals there. Oh, wow. It wants to show also the world. The Lights Collect. Beautiful. So that's all about Soul Tribe, because we've got make noble choices for your life and your tribe, and that joy bringer energy. Oh, that's beautiful. So you are recalibrating whatever tribe is following you on this sacred quest, communicating and creating some type of heartfelt art. Look at those guides. Yeah, your spirit team is here in force for you. You do have a spiritual entourage walking with you at all times, and possibly some dragon guardians. So initiative portals, possibly through the winter months, because we've got this snow, 5 of earth guardians, and desert, 4 of earth guardians. So through the droughts and the frozen out times of your life, when things seem to be not moving as obviously, trust that you are being incubated in it. And this whole year of the snake is all about setting ourselves up for momentum next year, when we get into the horse energy, where we have greater freedom and liberation and movement energy, and things can start gaining momentum, that chariot type energy. So the Lights Collect, I feel like you are gathering your tribe to you, and it couldn't happen when these other energies were all entangled with your own and with your manifestation, because they were really anchoring it down in the wrong spot. And you needed to reclaim that so that you could anchor that intense pillar of divinity where it could grow roots. It's like the plant or the manifestation has to be in the right location, because if you plant something tender in the snow, it dies. If you plant something that demands shade in the desert, it dies. And if you plant your higher calling amongst haters and doubters and those who are locked and committed to that energy, then the community creates disaster, and and it drains the batteries from you and your manifestation. So let's not dwell on that then, right? So again, we get the Lovers card over here, and I can't remember if that was the previous message or this one, but I was really called to show how when we are seeing certain situations, it's like we can see what is for us. And if you can see the rainbow iridescent artistry on the Lovers card there, it's just gorgeous, and it's very mirrored energy between the eagle and the sorcerer. So it's like two magical beings, very earthly and cosmic beings, I'm hearing symmetrical, like mirror images. And it was coming through the other day with this equalizing power, the tower, as your two energies just being huge, like commanding presence, this power couple energy, and coming together to correct and equalize the lower mind and help those who are honestly seeking to rise, to see and to ascend in that way. So we've also got microcosm, initiate of earth guardians. Here we do have the depiction of life beginning. Some of you for sure in this collective are going to be engaging in creation of literal life in some way. And it doesn't have to be yourself. It could be your family line, your kids, your grandkids, wherever you're at on your path. Or, even like having puppies in your household or something like that, which is kind of the case for me here. I've got these two puppies, and it brings a lot of youthful, childlike energy into the mix. And it brings new inspiration in that way as well. But there's also, it's all about the birth of something new. And I feel very powerfully, where did that moon energy go? It's right in front of me. No, it is not. Okay, I've lost one of my main cards. So it is right in my hand. Oh my goodness. Yeah, something you're looking for is right in front of you. So we've got the sun and the moon together, and the sun says infinite life force. So don't get caught up in feeling like one ending is the end of things, especially like if it's a relationship or something. Trust that things are being cleared from our path so that we can be available for this next phase, because something is truly about to take flight. And the moon here, it was coming through in the first reading, something about the dark matter, the shadow, befriending the shadow, and how this outcast energy really needs to just be forgiven in ourselves. Direction, delegation, gold of the earth, 6 of light codes. And I was seeing so many cards because everything fell all over. Return to the mother tree and restful renewal are under whispers of the universe. Isn't that gorgeous too? I think that this time of rest is important because we're about to hit that forward motion. And I think that things start to gather speed early and then they move from there. So we've heard a lot about these new blueprints. I had the handwritten cards that were all coming out talking about somebody who wanted to kiss you, that you make them want to be a better person. Self-care is important. Let's see how many other things. The Chiron wound is coming up. Somebody's seeing you in their fantasies. Other people are still feeling envious because you keep shining despite your setbacks. And you already know who this is and what is for you, both the higher and the lower. Trust your gut instincts on who's coming in for you as well. This eagle. Bold declaration. Say it like you mean it. And that one came out right when I was talking about your inner value and what you deserve. There's some type of timeless artistry that you create just by your beingness, just by your light. And even if you are going through depression, you are still such an incredible contributor. Raise your standards, know your worth. You're having this glow up energy where you're rising above the fray here. Somebody is truly in love with you here. They can't help but love you, even if others gossip. Getting advice from friends. I don't know if I can keep my hands to myself. I want to kiss you. But yeah, your baseline vibe was out of sync with your surroundings, which was what I was getting with this one. It's like leading some type of a pack, but maybe with the wrong pack. And so I feel like you're really grieving the loss of this part of the community, but you're wanting to be better as well as you close out this old chapter and really trust your inner child to protect you, to trust your shadow, to speak to you about what feelings need to be addressed and reintegrated, because you're moving into a new era of endless possibilities. Yes. Transition here is the card of the DNA being activated in our systems, and she's got all those butterflies. I feel like that's your greater community. So if you're doing something more intangible, like writing a book or writing these plans or connecting via the ethers or social media or making some type of something creative, I feel like there's an evolution of your gifts and talents that is going on. And yeah, we could call it a glow up, but it's also because of this tantric ascension process in integrating your shadow and light in these new ways. And it's like when we don't get caught up in over giving, then we can be more available for this universal life force energy. Anything, final thoughts? This one kept coming up. Freedom, we already talked about that. Oh, freedom to be vulnerable, to be your own self. And it comes out with unique gifts. So I feel like this is why that tantric goddess of outcasts here, it's because you're so otherworldly, you're so cosmic and connected to your starseed roots. But shine your light. Those that are seeking you, and those that you are seeking are also seeking you. So heal this aspect of yourself that feels like you should play small or try to fit in or try to help soothe something that wants to be closed out. Our ancient future is here for you. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. So yeah, you're standing at the threshold of this enormous change and shift. So trust that, again, that you're in the right place and that you are seeing the information from a new vantage point. So new things are going to start sticking out to you. There are some red flags, loose ends that need to be tied up. Stay